Now, naming the players does not really amount to saying that they are guilty. Naming the players will be a statement of fact. I'm just arguing from one side. And hence, probably it is better to name the players and then say there will be an investigation. This happens in the case of politicians. This happens in other cases. It does not mean they are guilty. It means some bookie has named them, and let there then be a discussion, let there be an investigation. But to keep it aside, for the police to keep it under wraps, for there to be this phantom-like operation. And Kishore Bhimani, let me start with you. There's Gulu Ezekiel, sports journalist. Ed Hawkins, a sports journalist from London. He's spoken about fixing many times. He's written about it. Atul Wasan, former Indian Test cricketer. Lalchand Rajput, former Indian player and coach. And Bimal Soni of the Rajasthan Cricket Association. He takes the pro-establishment point of view. You know, name them and then say they are under investigation. But to treat them like gods who cannot be named, that looks very strange, Mr. Bhimani, to me.
No, may I, Arnab, tell you that over the years we have seen this tendency of people to irresponsibly name senior cricketers and link them with bookies. I have seen this happen with Qasim Omar when he talked about Imran Khan. Rashid Latif talked about senior players. We have had Manoj Prabhakar trying to get Kapil Dev involved in the fixing. Now, also remember that Vinod Kambli came in very recently and cried on television very dramatically. We have this time and again these unsubstantiated accusations being made. Here, what is the background? One journalist, based on one conversation which the lady heard, has named these people. I would like to not mention their names in public ever, unless you have evidence. If there is evidence, go ahead and do it. Because the amount of gossip that exists in cricket, among journalists, among cricket watchers, among commentators, among spectators, is very, very damaging. I have heard the names of top players around the world whose names have been mentioned.
No, this is not, I think with respect, I think you're trying to play it down. I don't know why, Mr. Bhimani. This is actually Gulu.
May I answer that?
Gulu is
if you give me 1 minute, Arnab.
Is Kishore trying to play it down?
Arnab.
1 second, Kishore, I lost the video link. There's no conspiracy there. Yeah, you're back. Okay. Yeah. Okay, please continue.
May I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The point today is that we have no proof at all, and you have the mention is made of bookmakers who have mentioned these people in passing.
Okay.
I want to know
yes.
that these bookmakers, I have known bookmakers for 30 years in this country, in England, in Australia and in South Africa. People like Marlon Aronson, who was involved in that very big fix, Arnab, I have known them. Today they talk very irresponsibly. यहाँ भी in India they say इसको बोल देंगे, captain को पूछ लेंगे, wicket keeper से पूछेंगे. Now these things are not really good, because what you are doing is naming and shaming is fine as long as you have some. Today there is one lady journalist who's given this today, and I am sorry to say Justice Mukul Mudgal has not said this. It's the commission, only one minority view as far as I know is that of Mr. Datta, who has repeated what he heard from Kadambari Murli. Now, I know all the people involved. We know as journalists, we've been around the world. People make wild accusations, and I don't think these people should be named.
No, I think, well, you see, 1 second. First of all, there are two ways of looking at it. Okay, the journalist concerned has spoken to Times Now. She says that, in fact, that member who you are speaking about this investigation panel was trying to get her to name people, and she didn't want to. And when she didn't want to, she was being told that, you know, her credibility is suspect, and the journalist, in fact, is protested. So let's keep the journalist out of this. The question here is, Gulu, is this. Repeated references are there, okay, not one or two, to the involvement of players. We worship cricket. We follow cricket, hence we want to know everything about cricket. These have been made before a Supreme Court appointed committee. They involve players who are current Gulu and who are former players. They include one who allegedly has been part of the World Cup winning team. Kishore Bhimani says, unsubstantiated, throw it into the dustbin. I say, even if you don't make the names public, investigate officially, don't brush it aside. What do you think?
You see, Arnab, first of all, I totally respect Kishore when he says that there's a lot of nonsense and hot air which is spoken by these bookies and punters, and they just take any old names, you know, in a highly irresponsible and immature manner, just to show off about their links and all that nonsense. He's absolutely correct. But now what has happened is, you have a situation where a sealed envelope has been handed over to the bench, which I'm told is going to be revealed in a few weeks. And that sealed envelope, the word is that it contains 6 names of capped Indian players. Now, we are talking about, okay, the Indian team is in New Zealand, it will affect the morale. My opinion is that the morale has already been affected by this news that the envelope contains names. Now, what is happening is that possibly every Indian cap player will feel that they are under some kind of cloud and suspicion. So a lot of nervous, there's got to be a lot of nervous players across the length and breadth of India that their names may be in that envelope. The point is, the envelope exists, and if you keep on trying to hide the names, it's just going to lead to more rumor and innuendo. So I feel that if the names are revealed, then the players are given a chance to clear their name, at least that Damocles sword will not be hanging over the heads of the entire Indian cricket fraternity. For heaven's sake, you know, let's clear the air once and for all.
Well, I agree with you. What do you think, Atul Wasan?
Yeah, I'm just really surprised that, you know, we could be so naive looking around how, you know, the media and, you know, so many of them around just push the envelope, pick out selective quotes from players and twist it around. And, you know, I think it's very unfair to the players. You know, if there is some
what is selective quotes?
Evidence,
What is one minute. Let me challenge you on that. Let me challenge you on that. You see, the Delhi police, as per its report,
Delhi police. Atul, you know that, you know,
Atul,
little.
I know that. You know, Atul, I don't like burying things under the carpet.
If you tell me the facts again.
No, Atul, the Delhi police, as per the report.
I'm not burying things. I'm just putting things in perspective. Okay, I'll give you one example.
You're taking
okay, what happened to Vijender? He was portrayed as a drug dealer, and nothing came out of it. Did anybody apologize to him?
You're taking a position where we should feel sorry for asking who these 6 players are. We are not.
Give me a minute. Let me finish. I'm just saying that we are going by 2 people talking loosely, and these people all of ill repute, talking loosely, bragging, we don't know, and we just start chasing the players down, naming them, and you know what happens, people remember this, and nobody comes back and apologizes. I give you the case of Vijender Singh. He was portrayed as a drug dealer. I mean, he's back and nobody has apologized.
So let me counter you. My counter question to you is, you're saying people of ill repute. Yeah. My counter question to you is, there is a person called Vindu Dara Singh. Now, I don't think you know what you think of Vindu Dara Singh, but is Vindu Dara Singh a man of great reputation? Wasn't Vindu Dara Singh's conversations with Gurunath Mayappan the basis? No, because Gurunath Mayappan was in touch with Vindu Dara Singh. Now, if I were to argue that Vindu Dara Singh is not a man of great reputation, going by Atul Wasan's logic, I should not be talking about Gurunath Mayappan either. Come on, don't give me another argument, not that one.
No, let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. 6 months ago, was Mayappan a person of ill repute? No. You know, just don't judge people who sin differently to you. And I think, you know, let's find out if there is some iota of facts. The authorities will chase them down, and once they are closed, they will be called. You know, do you think that if they had something to go by on, they wouldn't have been called or hauled up as yet?
They are not being followed up with
our system. And
why are you being so? Why are you speaking
why not?
so touchy?
I mean, there are agencies who can follow us.
Why are you being so touchy?
I'm just saying that if there was. My question is.
Oh, I don't know. I think you're being very touchy.
Let me finish, Arnab. My question is, if there was something to go by, and if there was something which was substantial, I'm sure people will jump in, at least haul them over to call them for questioning. I'm sure if there is nothing and they have not been called, so I think, you know.
Well, you know, I frankly think there are no gods in this business. Okay, Nilay Datta's report says 6, and this question goes to everyone watching Newshour today. And I'm going to go to Ed Hawkins, take a small break and come back. Ed, 6 prominent Indian capped players, their names available in tapes in connection with dealings of bookies, while 2 of these prominent Indian capped players have been named by none other than a former president of the BCCI. Shashank Manohar also says all matches in the IPL need to be investigated. In your view, will the BCCI be able to bat back against those who say make the names public?
They probably will, and I think rightly they should do, because it sets a dangerous precedent. If every time a story comes out that a bookmaker has named this player, at the moment, of course, it's very enticing and we all want to know, but down the line, when does that stop? Well, it will stop because it just becomes so commonplace that nobody cares. At the moment, everyone cares and they want to know. But if a player gets named every week, then that hampers the job of corruption investigators and police at actually trying to expose these people. So it would be a very dangerous precedent to set to start naming these players now, I think.
Lalchand Rajput, if a top British player, if a top English player, Lalchand Rajput, if 6 of them, right? Yeah. If 6 of them were to be named by bookies, what do you think? In London, nobody would talk about it?
See, I'm not worried about what is going on in London, but let me tell you, as a player, I'm really surprised that if there is no substantial evidence, I don't think people should even name it. Because, you know, you look at Vijender Singh, because he was named in the case, and after that he has started playing back into the game, and nobody has even said anything on that. Because if you know that there is substantial evidence in that,
no,
then only
where
do you,
who's
talk.
looking at the evidence?
I don't think people
who's
should
following the
ever talk
evidence? Nobody is. Even Bimal Soni will accept. You see, Srisant, who's facing a life ban for spot fixing, said while speaking to the Delhi police that 3 prominent Indian players were involved with the bookies. I am asking you, Mr. Bimal Soni, is anyone investigating it? We can all get very convenient into this situation. We can all say, you know, there is no evidence. But if nobody is investigating, there will be no evidence, right, Mr. Soni? Is there a conspiracy of silence working here? Let's hush up the investigation. Let's not make it too big. It's going to hit us all. We don't want any more muck.
No, but I think we are acting prematurely.
No, whether we are acting prematurely or not, is there an investigation?
No, there's no investigation.
Why is there no investigation? How do you know whether it's true or false without an investigation?
I am telling you, it's a report in a sealed envelope given to Supreme Court judge. Why are you reaching to conclusions?
I am not reaching a conclusion. All I'm saying is I want a clear, lucid answer. In my view, when there are bookies who make these claims, it should be the starting point for investigation. The investigation will either find out whether the claims are true or false. Point is, why does the BCCI feel there should be no investigation? Why?
The dialogues of bookies are not authentic. Anybody can talk in India, and India is full of rumors.
Okay.
So I would not accept anything till there's substantial
Then I want, when I come out on the other side, Mr. Bimal Soni, that's a very fragile argument. Because when I come out on the other side, I'm going to ask you, what will be the basis of an investigation? Gulu, I see your hand go up. Back in 2 minutes. Back in 2 minutes. So a majority of those who are on our panel today are taking a position that you don't need to name the players. Okay, that's Ed Hawkins there. Everyone seems to take a view except perhaps Gulu Ezekiel to a limited point that the players should not be named. So Gulu, we're in a minority on this one. I want to throw 3 questions to our panelists, not to provoke them, just to make them think. My first question goes to Kishore Bhimani, Atul Wasan, Bimal Soni, Lalchand Rajput, Ed Hawkins, anyone who wants to take this one. This Datta report, which is the Niloy Datta report, says, and he's also a well-known jurist, it says there is a deliberate intention to cover up a match-fixing deal. My question is, by not investigating it, because Bimal Soni just admitted there is no investigation, which means we do not need to get to the bottom of the cover-up of a match-fixing deal. We'll sleep easy tonight knowing that fact. Kishore Bhimani, you'll sleep easy tonight knowing that fact. Gulu Ezekiel's hands goes up.
I'll
Yes, Kishore
answer
Bhimani
this
first.
one.
Yeah.
I'll answer this one as briefly as possible. Arnab, I don't believe there should be no investigation.
But there is no investigation, sir. But there is no investigation. Ask Bimal Soni.
No, wait a minute.
Ask Bimal Soni. There is no investigation. Bimal Soni?
The envelope has just been given.
There is no investigation. That investigation, if any, will have to be prompted by the Supreme Court. There is no investigation right now. The decision is to let the players off the hook. Yes, Gulu.
You see, Arnab, I just want to give a little historical perspective to this. The fact is, there have been 3 major incidents of match fixing being exposed. First was 2000 with the Hansi Cronje tapes, which led to the banning of a number of players. Then was 2010, when News of the World stung the bookie and the 3 Pakistanis were subsequently jailed. And then was last year, Srisant and the others in IPL. Now, in all these cases, it has been either the media or the police who have stumbled onto tapes or recorded conversations which have subsequently led to an unraveling of match fixing and banning or jailing of players. In none of these cases has either the BCCI or the Pakistan board or the ICC with its much vaunted anti-corruption and security unit ever found or traced or investigated any player and held them guilty and banned them. So what is happening is that the ICC, BCCI, all the boards are basically trying to just brush everything under the carpet, and it is outside agencies, either the media or the police or the courts who are being forced to come in and take action.
Exactly. And where Atul is wrong, Atul, where you are completely wrong, unfortunately, is that you are talking about we can't believe anyone's claims. Of course not, don't believe their claims. But when 2 people, 2 bookies, are having a conversation on the phone, they are not making claims to each other. The police is aware that the names of these players, these star Indian players, were taken in the course of conversations between bookies, where they revealed their contacts. Conversations, these must have been tapped or intercepted. This is not one bookie making a wild claim, you see, Atul.
Yeah, let me tell you, because I know. You
it's
know
like
what happened with the
it's like you know what, conversations like the Radia tapes were conversations.
Let me tell you.
Radia tapes were conversations, right? You didn't discount that.
No, now I'll tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, come on, you know, because Srisant's issue was a month before that their names were being used, and police started their own investigation, and after a month they didn't release the names immediately that somebody had took the names of the players. They waited a month, they did their own backup and then arrested them after a month. So I'm not saying don't do anything. As always, on the other side, I am all for it. You know, the problem is that players have to actually be put in line, because you know in India.
But I am telling you today. I am telling you the names of the names. Do you admit that the names of 2 top international Indian players and all these names came up in the course of intercepted conversations which are there with the police?
You know, I don't have a glass ball. No, I'll tell you what. I think so. Let me tell you the way forward. I think the players have to fall in line because they have not been able to implement even WADA. Forget about my 2
Forget the way forward, Atul. Do you admit?
And stuff on the players.
Atul, this is conversations. Intercepted conversations is strong evidence.
Unless the names are revealed, Arnab, is it strong evidence? If I tell another guy that I have got this guy on the leash.
It's not another guy. By the way, by the way, don't try and play it down. It's not another guy.
I'll take a name of the player.
It's not another guy. The Datta report refers to a conversation between.
To you.
No.
Let me tell you.
What's the Datta
report?
You
answer this. I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you tomorrow that I have got one player with me. Please listen to me. I'm asking you a question. Answer this. I'll tell you tomorrow that I've got a player in my control. Tomorrow you put the bet on. And if that happens, I'll come and collect it. If it doesn't happen, I'll say sorry. This is what happened with school admissions.
Can I answer you? Can I answer you?
All right.
Are you a bookie?
Yeah, please do.
Am I a bookie?
Yeah.
Are you Chandresh Jain alias Jupiter?
No.
Am I Ashwini Agarwal alias Tinku Mandi?
No.
And if you were Jupiter and I were Tinku Mandi, 2 big bookies talking to each other, and if our conversation had been recorded on May 15, 2013, right, where we spoke about members of the Pakistani and Dubai members of the syndicate, and if in these conversations we had said that our contacts are with 2 top Indian players, then I think it would have taken a completely different turn. Atul, you know that and I know that. Now we can all put a shield over it. I can open the phone lines tonight and ask the people watching the program whether they want the names out, and they will say, probably we should.
No.
Come on, Atul.
No, because they are bookies, that ensures that they are telling the truth.
No, but they are talking to each other. They are not talking to they are not making a wild claim. It needs to be investigated. You are saying don't even investigate it. Okay, another point of view. Bimal Soni, you're realizing this.
It needs to be investigated. I agree with you.
I
agree with you.
Bimal Soni, what you're doing is...
Arnab, I would like to put it to you very clearly.
Yeah.
Nobody is against investigating the players. The point is, today a sealed envelope has been given to Supreme Court. You cannot reveal the names today. Let Supreme Court take its decision. If they feel that names have to be revealed, they'll do it. But as far as we are concerned, we are very much on investigation.
Acha.
If we feel that investigations are required, we will like to do it. But not before Supreme Court takes a decision
Fine.
on the committee report which has been put by them. Why are you trying to prematurely announce the names today?
No, I am not
Let's wait
announcing
for
the
what
names.
Supreme
What
Court
I am
takes.
saying is, don't tell me that it does not need to be investigated. I won't accept it.
It has to be investigated.
Of course it
No,
has
nobody's
to be.
saying that.
Not
Nobody's
today.
saying that.
And even if it's a big shot of a
Nobody is
player,
saying don't
investigate it.
investigate.
Yes.
You see, what happened is, you see, Lalchand Rajput.
Could be anybody.
My contention is, because you see, I am in a minority on this one. There are 4 of you who feel this should not be followed up aggressively. I feel it should be. Now, Lalchand Rajput, there was an India TV sting. No, Kishore Bhimani, listen to me, sir. There was an India TV sting before the IPL scam. It exposed the rot. 5 players were banned. And there was this player called Amit Yadav. He said in one of these tapes, he says, "Arey, franchise owner khud hi fix karte hain." He was asked, franchise owner kya khud hi fix karte hain? And he said, and I'll tell you, kar dete hain. Aapko maine bola कि भाई आज रोक कर प्यार से खेलना है. एक आपको फिक्स कर लिया, एक मिडिल ऑर्डर फिक्स कर लिया, बस हो गया. In other words, he said, of course the franchise owners fix. Suppose I tell you, you play a little slowly today, you're my friend. Fix one batsman and then fix a middle order batsman, get the job done. When this came out, Lalchand Rajput, when this came out, I may not have got the exact translation right. You know, everybody said rubbish, 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 rubbish. Should we believe this kind of rubbish? Just like Atul Wasan, with respect, is saying today, how can I believe what a bookie is saying? Nobody said, let's believe what Amit Yadav is saying. But look here, when you talk about what Gurunath Mayappan has done, it doesn't sound like rubbish, does it? Because it was investigated, Mr. Rajput. Because it was followed up.
See, now we are...
Yeah.
See, like Arnab, see, everyone is saying that there is a sealed envelope given to the Supreme Court. See, we are all for going for investigation. But let the Supreme Court decide it. Why we are prematurely guessing names of the players? Let it come through the Supreme Court. The investigation has to be there. See, as a player, I can say that, you know, unless proper investigation is there and the names are revealed, before that, the players really tarnishes the image of that player.
No,
so
but
let it go through the Supreme Court. Let the Supreme Court decide it, and if the investigation is to be done, let them do it, and then the names be revealed. I don't think, see, we should really, you know, prematurely say that, you know, the names are coming up and then investigation should be there, then what is the course of action and all those things. I think we have to wait till the Supreme Court decides to do it.
No, but there has to be an investigation, right? And you cannot trust the BCCI with that investigation,
Yes,
surely.
definitely. We
The
are saying
BCCI
that there
has only tried to put things under the carpet.
Arnab, it's fine. We agree with what you are saying. But let the Supreme Court, the supreme body, decide. And if they feel investigation is required, they'll put up another committee or
Very
they'll
good.
ask somebody, some judge to do that.
Very
But
good.
once it is clear that the player is informed, then we take the necessary actions. You can't
I am
go on
not
an
even...
investigation on a sealed envelope given to a Supreme
let me
Court
just
judge.
say one thing. You know,
Sir,
Arnab, I think...
sir, with,
I don't agree with revealing the names.
Arnab, may I
today.
come in on this?
These conversations only give you a lead. These conversation only gives you the lead, and I think they have to be corroborated later on with a lot of facts, you know.
Yeah,
and once you do that, then you can make a case out. Just by
in all conversations
start
of
chasing
all
somebody with
scams,
somebody spoken loosely about is
I
not right.
have the limited experience I have
Yes.
had in following some of these scams is when the investigating agency wants to investigate, when the politicians and the people involved want to investigate, the investigation goes somewhere. When they don't want to, when they want to cover it up, they can give you 1,000 reasons and cover it up. All I'm asking is, Gulu, here is a talk about
But who
6
wants to
top
cover it up,
players.
Air?
This is my
Who
faith.
do you think is covering it up?
I am a lover of cricket too. It's my faith. You're tampering
who do
with
you
my
think is
faith, and
covering
you're
it up?
absolutely right. If there are 6 people who are named, all Indian players today are
Atul,
feeling that the shadow of
may I-
suspicion is on them. They don't deserve that.
Excuse me, Arnab,
Yeah, Gulu.
Atul is saying who is covering it up. You know, I respect Atul's support for players. I mean, as a player, I can understand that. And the fact is, you brought up Amit Verma and that India TV sting. And when the players came out with these revelations that money was being given under the table and that the owners were fixing, the players were banned. Nobody in the IPL committee or BCCI wanted to follow up the players' allegations. Now what is happening is, the 3 players who were, with Srishant and the other 2 players who were found guilty last year, They are from the Rajasthan Royal franchise. And in Justice Mudgal's report, he has said that the two of the franchise owners of Rajasthan Royal should also be investigated for betting. Okay. Now we have the case of Gurunath Mayappan, who has also been behind bars last year, being one of the, now proven to be one of the owners of CSK. Now, if some of the names which are revealed are from CSK, the point is there's a direct link between players in franchises being caught and punished and put behind bars.
How do I know? How do I know there's no conflict of interest?
Guilty. Therefore,
exactly.
What this proves is that the franchise owners are putting pressure on their players to throw matches and betting through the players as scapegoats.
And do we expect the same people to open up an investigation tomorrow? Absolutely not, Kishore Bhimani.
No, may I tell you one thing? Talking of historical perspective, let us look at what happened with when Cronier, Stridom, Williams and Herschel Gibbs were involved. It was investigated by K.K. Paul, Commissioner of Police in Delhi. South Africans threw out the investigation. They said this is rubbish. K.K. Paul stood his ground. Indian board backed him up. The whole investigation, the same happened with investigation with Azharuddin. When these 5 Indian players, when these 4 South African players, they were followed, but one thing, the investigation was done very discreetly, and when it was, when there was sufficient proof, it was put in the public domain. I think that is what should be done. I believe they should be investigated thoroughly.
Oh
but
yes,
my point
I'm glad
is,
you're saying that
don't
today.
disgrace
I'm
them
glad
before
you're saying
finding
that
a link.
No, I'm glad you're, because where we started, our position was, where did we start, gentlemen? Our position at the start of this debate was, oh, there's no truth in all of this, let's just forget it, let's move on. Why would you believe a
there was
bookie?
only position was that don't reveal the names, Arnab.
Of course, don't reveal the. Am I revealing the names? No. But I'm saying let's investigate.
But investigation is necessary.
Let's not say somebody is going to feel hurt. Even if somebody is hurt, we need to make sure the rest of the people in the country are not hurt. Atul backs that.
Arnab, I think
today, Cronier and Azharuddin were both banned for life because this investigation was carried out.
You know, I'm really happy in a way.
Yes,
Arnab, you know, that you know, you're pursuing this with so much zest, and you know, apparently you're very upset about it. But let me put things in perspective. You know, these guys are just playing a club match. You know, let's not beat ourselves into a frenzy. People who were cheating for India, fixing matches for India to lose, are back in the public domain with honors. You know, so I mean, so let's not beat ourselves into a frenzy. And you're right, we should follow a procedure, and you know, the procedure should make sure that corruption is stamped out.
Well, but you know, let's not try and. You know, if Mayappan was held answerable, I want, if there is a cricketer out there who's done
somebody bowling a no ball in a club match is like jumping a red light, Arnab, you know.
That's all.
He went to prison for that, you know.
Well, that's why I'm saying
the guys
he
went
can
to prison
also
for
say,
just
no, he can also say, you know, I was tarnished. I'm saying if there's a cricketer out there who did something he should not have done, and if he's wearing my country's color, I think we need to hold that person to account. That's all I'm saying. Yes. We are following this. Atul, Bimal Soni, Gulu and Kishore, thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed. And at the end, I go back to the duplicity and the hypocrisy of the United States of America again. Having used their political attack over the US visa ban, what do you think? Do you think the Congress argument is losing sting against Modi? Should Salman Khurshid have said what he did today, or should he have shown more grace? I look forward to hearing from you and to meeting you once again at 9 p.m. tomorrow night on the News Hour. Good night and goodbye.